Hi everyone. Hope this video finds you well. I always encourage people to garden. Doesn't matter how young or how old. Doesn't matter you have 80, 100 acres of land, or you just have a house with a small front yard or backyard, or even just have an apartment with a balcony. You always can garden, and gardening really helps you to relax, exercise your mind as well as your body. It's really good for people to garden. And this video, I want to encourage more young people, professionals, to garden. If you already a gardener, then keep going and happy gardening. If not, you can start anytime. Even if you only have a balcony with in front of your apartment. So today this video is about two very easy vegetables to grow on your balcony. One is the lettuce, and the lettuces doesn't need a lot of the light. If you have a balcony with only 4 or 3 hours of sunlight, it's okay for lettuces, especially for the leaf lettuces. Another kind of lettuce is the head lettuce with the round head. One lettuce you can only harvest one head, but with the leaf lettuce you can always keep harvesting from May until November. In the middle of summer, of course, it's we're not boating. That boating means the lettuce, when the weather get hot, it will grow, start flowering, and then you can eat. But after summer, in the early fall, you can grow again. It's a kind of cool weather vegetable. I have three kind of lettuce to recommend. One is this one, freckle. Freckle is the lettuce with the spot of color. It's delicious and not easy to. It's not tough. Some of the lettuce, the leaf is tough and tastes like rubber. I don't like that kind of. But the freckle is good. You can keep harvesting. When you have 2 or 3 more leaves, you can always harvest from the bottom. The more you harvest, the more you can get, and encourage the leaf to grow more. The vegetable is like kind of the creature or the living thing. The goal of their life is to get seed and for another generation. For doing this, they need to the energy to grow stronger. So you harvest the leaves, or they think, I'm weaker, I lost something, I have to grow back, so I have to because the leaf is together the energy for them. So the more you harvest, the more you can get. This is a good thing about the lettuces. Another kind variety is this butter crisp. So just like the name, butter crisp, the leaf color it's light green, and when you eat, it's a crisp. This one is really good. This lettuce, and the lettuce you don't need a lot of space. It's grow only 2, 3, 5 around 3 inch high and 1 or 2 inch large, right? And even a square foot, you can grow a lot of lettuce. The lettuce thing is more than 90% lettuce is water, right? So you need, if you grow that around 4 hours sunlight every day, and the water is very, very important. Keep watering, and fertilizer you can just use slow release fertilizer or compost tea every week during the growing period. This is the lettuce. Another vegetable is very easy to grow on the balcony. It's cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes many kinds of cherry tomatoes. The one I grew last year, it's grew very good. It's the variety is tomato. Tomato it's like banana. When November or fall, the vegetable the season finish. If you still have some tomatoes hung on the branch of your tomato plant, but the plant already want to die yellowing, you can harvest even it's still green, and you can ripen them inside. Put our paper or newspaper and just spread the tomatoes on the paper. Put in a bright place, and it will eventually it will ripe. Those I harvest, I think, this November. The tomato, you see, some all different stages of ripening. Some ripe already. It's a good snack. You see some ripening and some still green, but it doesn't affect the flavor. I still like summer, even in the early winter. So that's the good thing about tomato. You can harvest when the season finishes, even it's still green. The tomato, it can grow 7-8 feet tall. So you have a balcony around. It's just suitable for the cherry tomatoes. It grows high, but it's not too wide. I grew 2 in one big pot this summer, and it grew I think 8 or 9 feet tall, and it's grew a lot. It's very the whole I think since beginning of August until November, I just keep harvesting every day some the tomatoes for the snack, or even you can put into your salad with lettuce or cucumber, right? It tastes really good. Tomatoes, if you want to grow tomatoes, it's tomato is one of most growed vegetable, I think, in Canada, the home gardener. So that means it's very popular and it's easy to grow. You usually need the same thing as at least 4 or 5 hours sunlight. The one I grew in the backyard this summer, I think only 3 hours sun. But when you grow high, and it's getting more sun because it's reached to the sun, so around 4 or 5 hours of sun, but still grow. It still grew good. So you have a south facing, south or east facing balcony. it's really good for the tomato to grow. And the pot, you can use the wide, around 50 centimeter wide and 50 or 60 centimeter deep for the tomato. If like this, the big pot, you can grow 2 tomatoes in 1 pot. And the media, you can use the just potting mix, or you can put some compost mixed with potting mix, because tomatoes, same thing, is it needs a lot of the nutrition kind of thing. And before you plant, you can, for example, this is the pot you want to plant your tomatoes, and I put some paper there, but it's not paper. It's for example, it's the soil, and you can put 1 egg there. Don't crack, just a whole egg there, and then put the soil and plant your tomato. The egg, put the egg there for 2 purposes. One is for the nutrition. The eggs, when it start decompose, it release the nutrition for the tomato to use, right? Another thing, the egg shell, it's made of a lot of calcium, and the tomatoes need calcium when it grow tomatoes. Some tomato, when you grow tomato, you find some they called end blossom rot. That means the tomato here, it gets like the black, right? That most the reason is lack of calcium. It doesn't mean that you don't have calcium in the soil. It means that the tomato can take or absorb the calcium from the soil. But it also maybe mean your soil lack of calcium. So you put the eggshell, it can release calcium for the tomato to use. And another thing for the end blossom rot is because the watering. When your tomato start form the fruit, you need consistent of watering. Don't one day too much water and another 2 or 3 days you don't have any water. You have to water as a schedule. Especially in the pot, maybe you need to water every day. In the growing season, tomatoes need a lot of the water and nutrition. So every week you need to feed them with compost tea or the food pure with water. You can water them with those, or some water soluble fertilizer once a week. That'll be okay. But with the compost already there and with the egg inside, I think your tomato will grow very strong. That's why my tomato grew very good, because I fertilize every week with compost tea, so can grow to 9 or 3 feet. That's the soil slide water. So if you did that, the tomato will grow very good, of course, because the cherry tomatoes grow very high. You need to stake. You can either use a bamboo stake to stake your tomato, like the bamboo when they start 2 or 3 feet, around 2 feet, then you can stake the bamboo stake there, and you can start stake the stem of the tomatoes. Another thing, you can use the wire of the plastic wire or this twine, right? This twine. If you have a ceiling, you can hang your twine or the plastic wire down and just wind your tomato stem like this. When they grow, okay, let me use pen view like this, right? When you grow, you can this is the way you hang from your ceiling of your balcony, and this is a tomato stem because stem is flexible. So when they grow, you just like this, right? And can hold in place. Of course, the wire you don't need too tight. You need a little bit loose. So as the tomato growing, you can always twine the stem with your the wire. So you see, it's very easy. I know it's especially young professionals is so busy with life, right? It's lots of your work, your social activities, friends, but these two vegetables are very easy. Don't need much time, especially on your balcony. Every day you go home, just give some water, give something, or just check 10 minutes, right, and get some fresh air. So today that's it, and keep gardening and happy gardening.